everybody, welcome. It's Enna Alouette here, and today we're going to be getting into some VTuber news. But before we do, please make sure to smash subscribe, hit the like, ring the bell. And guys, do you know that I stream on Twitch? Head on over to Twitch, and if you're at work, leave me a lurk. Okay guys, on to our very first piece of Newsy news. This is Enna Alouette. Who is that person? She looks kind of familiar. Well guys, why are we talking about Enna Alouette? Well guys, this is the Enna Alouette Plushie Petition on Uwu Market. From the start of my VTubing journey, I've always wanted to have a plushie of myself, and with your help, now is the chance to make it happen. It would really mean a lot to me if you could check out my plushie petition, place a pledge, and help me fund the plushie. The pledge is only $2 USD and helps get the plushie made. If the pledge goal is fully funded, the plushie's cost is $30 USD. It would really mean the world to me if you could all go check it out and help me reach my goal. Thank you so much. Okay guys, on to our very first piece of Newsy news. This is Enna Alouette, and Enna Alouette is a female English language virtual YouTuber affiliated with NIJISANJI's third wave Ithria. So why are we talking about Enna? Well guys, Enna wanted to vent a little bit about seeds that have been planted. So when we talk about seeds, we're not talking about farming, we're talking about kind of thoughts and ideas here. So this post on the Kurosanji subreddit posted by NIJI Sociopathy, it says Enna vents about planted seeds. Enna thinks ex-livers and associates are being unfair and problematic to her and NIJI with their critiques and stories. So let's take a listen, shall we?
I'm sure you guys can notice there's been a huge decline in a lot of our views and analytics, and you know, when people decide to step back or away from something that they think is not good for them, I respect that. But it's more about the fact that there's a lot of planted seeds people plant, and it's been very targeted. Some of these seeds are actually planted by people who are a little bit more closer to us too, which is really hurtful. And you know, even if it's not on purpose, or maybe sometimes when people talk about certain things, they're not as careful with their words. A lot of these things can add up, and that's how narratives start. And unfortunately, a lot of people here have a big target on their back. I feel a lot of the heat since last year. I do think it's really unfair, but when people are going around planting seeds, and even though they don't want to be associated with us, when you're planting seeds, you are still kind of associating yourself with us, and also more than that, hurting people. You could have bad experiences, but the thing is you're also making these bad experiences for the next person, so you're not really doing anything to solve the problem. And I see a lot of people exploiting that, using that as a way to gain some sort of sympathy points from the audience. How valid your bad experiences are. If you're ultimately planting seeds and making other people suffer or feel bad from what you're saying, or from your perspective of your own stories, you're literally essentially doing the same thing that has happened to you. You're basically just adding to the domino effect instead of just speaking out. You know, you've been in this industry long enough to know how the internet works, so you know that whenever you insinuate anything or plant seeds, it affects all of us.
Anyways guys, so that is essentially Enna kind of venting about people who have quote planted seeds in regards to NIJISANJI. So let's see what some of the people on Reddit are saying. I have no real clue says, complaining about the fact that numbers are down because ex-talents are sharing their effed up experience just makes it sound like you didn't / don't care about the company is bad until negative rep started affecting you. Alex says, quote, mistakes sometimes happen. My sister in Christ, more than one person tried to remove themselves from the gene pool because of your company. Multiple times. The same company that kept protecting a predator to the very end. The same company that is still defending a blatant arsist. We are way past the mistakes happen stage. Too Deep Lore says, quote, no matter how valid your experiences are, you're ultimately planting seeds and making other people suffer or feel bad from what you're saying, or your perspective of your own stories. You're literally doing the same thing that happened. You're basically adding to the domino effect. And then Too Deep Lore says, this effing statement is going to make me lose my marbles. How sharing your story about being basically abused by a company or being harassed by a spicy pest is doing the same thing to other people? What? H. Joel says, the victim playing is strong, the part, quote, no matter how valid your experiences are, end quote. Really? F you, girl. I hope you get some help. Minute Painter says, F no, Enna. Ex-livers should be able to talk about their bad experiences and cry about it and reach for sympathy and support, because that's even one thing they couldn't do while being at NIJI. Telling them to shut up and not talk about the topic, even though it's actively hurting them, just because people might target them, is effing emotional manipulation, and is her talking from a point where she doesn't want to feel uncomfortable and disregarding the ex-livers' feelings and their need to vent and feel support. Telling people to shut up about their experiences for whatever reason is a no-go for me. Nobody should shut up so you feel comfortable in your VTuber corpo spot. Shihomi says, people close to you having issues with Niji is not an attack. It's a complaint about workplace problems. Speaking truth about workplace issues so severe that at least 2 people almost died over it. Countless people were spicy harassed. Several nearly had their finances ruined. One nearly went to jail over it. That's not spreading rumors or making targeted attacks. And trying to silence it is disgusting. If you had a good experience, good for you. But that does not excuse pressuring people into silence. They are allowed to say whatever they want to say, especially since we have no evidence to indicate any of it would be a lie. This is a terrible take. So anyways, guys, I don't think talking about toxic experiences at Niji is adding to the domino effect. I think that corporations need to be held accountable when there are toxic workplaces because people just want to go to work, go home, and get paid. I think for Enna, obviously, yeah, she is definitely feeling the repercussions of people boycotting NIJISANJI. Obviously, her numbers go down, her earnings go down. She's definitely feeling it, so which is why she's coming from this stance. However, it doesn't really make it okay to not be able to talk about something. If anything, your community wants to hear what's going on in your life, which is the reason why they watch, right? Enna is obviously speaking from a place of privilege because she is in NIJISANJI and she's feeling the repercussions of the NIJISANJI boycott that obviously happened for valid reasons because of many things that have happened within Niji, and Niji was not willing to address or fix any issues. Because really, like, if NIJISANJI was just like, yeah, you know what, we effed up, you know, we're gonna do better. We deeply apologize to the livers that we've hurt, and you know, we're gonna pay the people that we promised that we were gonna pay. If they did all of that stuff, then people wouldn't have a problem with Niji. But the fact that Niji just kind of like sweeps everything under the rug is the problem. The fact that they still act like a black company, this is why people are having a problem, right? And by speaking out about it, you are solving the problem because you're bringing the problem to light. I think it is important to speak up about these things. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think it's better to stay silent, or do you think that it's better to speak up? Okay, guys, on to our next piece of Newsy News. This is NIMINIGHTMARE, and NIMINIGHTMARE is an independent English-speaking VTuber who debuted in January 2025. So why are we talking about Nimi? Well, guys, Nimi is going to be taking a little bit of a break. This is posted on Nimi's X account. This is posted on September 7th, 2025, around 3:07 p.m. And Nimi says, going to take a break for a few days. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Brain must heal from Hollow Knight Marathon. So guys, if you are a fan of Nimi, just give her some time as she's taking a little bit of a break. On to our next piece of Newsy News. This is YouTube, and YouTube, what's YouTube? You're watching this on YouTube, but what is YouTube? YouTube is an American online video sharing platform owned by Google, and it was founded in February 2005. And within YouTube, there is restricted mode. So what is restricted mode? The restricted mode is an optional setting that you can use on YouTube. This feature can help screen out potentially mature content that you or others using your devices may prefer not to view. Computers in libraries, universities, and other public institutions may have restricted mode turned on by network administrator. So why are we talking about YouTube and restricted mode? Well, guys, you may be missing out on some content that you may not even be aware of. So this is Kiara, and Kiara is a female English-speaking virtual YouTuber associated with Hololive, debuting in 2020. So why are we talking about Kiara? Well, guys, Kiara has posted this on her X account. This post on September 7th at around 6:31 p.m. And Kiara says, apparently a new YouTube feature hides most of my VODs and upcoming streams from you. Please check if you have restrictions turned on in this case. If you click on your icon, you can get here. So this is like a screenshot, and here there is restricted mode on and off. This is just like a repost from Cyril, and Cyril says the new restricted mode is ruthless. It hides 95% of Kiara's streams, including upcoming streams. Make sure you have it turned off, as it seems to be automatically turned on for some people. This is Obake Pam. Obake Pam is an official mascot and self-proclaimed CEO of Play Asia, who decided to become an English language virtual YouTuber. Pam has also made a statement in regard to restricted mode. So this is posted on Pam's X account, and Pam says, I tried turning restricted mode on and almost an entire year of streams was obliterated. This is Josh Strife Hayes, and Josh Strife Hayes is an English gaming YouTuber, and Josh says, if you use YouTube, you need to read this. Videos are being hidden. I can prove it. So this is a threat. Click your YouTube profile icon and look at the restricted mode. If off, you will see every video by creators you follow. If on, YouTube will use AI to limit the videos you see. So you can see here, if you go into your account and restricted mode on. So then Josh continues to say, here's a screenshot of my channel with restricted mode off and then on. Then a picture where I highlight every video which you no longer see. Bear in mind, these videos have no restrictions, no age limits, no copyright claims, no mature content beyond limited swearing. So you can see here, this is a screenshot, and then this is everything that's been removed. There. Josh continues to say, here are more screenshots showing my MMO channel seen with restricted mode off, then on, and a third image highlighting all the videos which have been hidden by restricted mode. These videos, again, have no monetization or age restrictions on them. So you can see here a bunch of like red X's, right? And then Josh says, this is a huge problem for YouTube. YouTubers, I've spent the last 4 weeks working on 2.5-hour Alan Wake video. It passed all checks and came back with no restrictions. However, the video is restricted if you use restricted mode. Analytics will show this. Josh says YouTubers need to estimate ad revenue and average views to pay bills and pitch prices to sponsors. If a video may randomly get hidden because AI deemed it needs to be restricted for reasons they won't even explain, then releasing content becomes a net negative. All right, I'm going to give you just a quick walkthrough just to show you guys that this is a problem. So this is Lydia Nekozawa. Oh my God, who is she, right? I am logged in under my gaming channel, okay? So I'm going to show you a quick tutorial of what this looks like, right? This is every live I've ever done, right? I do a lot of cooking lives. I do a lot of news lives, you know, stuff like that, right? So this is all the lives I've done. There is quite a few. You know, some of them are news, some of them are cooking, some of them are just like random, like gaming, you know, like stuff like that, right? So you're like, okay, all right, that sounds pretty reasonable, Lydia. Lydia, let's turn on restricted mode. So if you go into your account here, scroll all the way down, and under language, it says restricted mode off, okay? So let me turn on restricted mode, guys. I'm gonna toggle it on. Where are all the lives, guys? Where are all the lives, okay? This is a problem. This is a huge problem. YouTube is using AI to justify whether or not your content is restricted or not, right? So the fact that they are suppressing what you can see is a problem. So just make sure, guys, when you are watching YouTube, make sure to turn restricted mode off so you can actually see everything. Because honestly, like if you've ever played Metal Gear Solid, this is some Patriot level stuff. It's kind of insane that this even exists. This is affecting a lot of your content creators. You may be missing out on some amazing content that they have been making. Make sure to toggle restricted mode off when you are viewing your favorite content creator, because there may be a lot of things that YouTube is suppressing from you. The fact that YouTube is using AI in order to do this means that there's no human intervention. I don't understand how like some things like me making ribs is apparently too controversial. You know what I mean? Like this, like me making Raising Canes, enough. Like it's just bizarre, and my entire library gets wiped out if restricted mode is on. And this is just for the lives. This is just for lives. That's not even considering the actual videos. Like, so what I'm trying to tell you is this is real. This is a problem. YouTube is using AI in order to do its work for it. AI is not very smart at present, at least. You can't even like argue. There's no recourse. This is going to start to become a really big problem, guys. The fact that YouTube can suppress information that you are viewing is a little bit creepy, is a little bit like low stuff. Anyways, just letting you know that this is a problem. So if you are a fan of watching stuff on YouTube, make sure that that toggle is turned off. On to our next piece of Newsy News. This is NIJISANJI, and NIJISANJI is an agency of primarily 2D YouTubers who are known as virtual livers, managed by Anycolor Incorporated. And within NIJISANJI, there is a talent named Gwelu Oscar, and Gwelu Oscar is a male Japanese virtual YouTuber affiliated NIJISANJI. He debuted in 2019. So why are we talking about Gwelu Oscar? Well, guys, looks like Gwelu is graduating. This is posted on NIJISANJI's X account. This is posted on September 8th, 2025, around 1 a.m. And it says here, Gwelu Oscar graduation announcement. We hereby announce that Gwelu Oscar, a member of NIJISANJI, will graduate on October 9th, 2025. This is posted on Gwelu's X account. Gwelu says, sorry for startling you. Suddenly, I'll be graduating in just 1 month. If you're up for it, I'd be thrilled if you could join me for the final sprint. This is the actual graduation announcement that's been translated via Google Translate. It's not going to be perfect, but it's something. So it says here, announcement of graduation of Gwelu Oscar. So it says, thank you so much for your continued support of the virtual liver streamer group NIJISANJI and NIJISANJI EN. We are pleased to announce that our affiliated live streamer Gwelu Oscar will be graduating from NIJISANJI on October 9th, 2025. We would like to express our sincere gratitude to all the fans and people involved from around the world for their support of Gwelu Oscar and their activities. Since its debut in November 28th, 2019, Gwelu Oscar has supported NIJISANJI as the one and only ELF MC. We're truly grateful for his constant challenge of original projects and leading NIJISANJI's variety shows at the forefront. All right, so let's see what some of the people on Reddit are saying. Spiritual Ad says, for the past few years, he's been prioritizing his real-world job for the sake of his wife and child. He was one of the few corporate affiliated VTubers who openly shared he had a wife and child. His VTuber activities mainly consisted of coming up with projects and releasing them as videos. Honestly, considering that his child is gradually growing up, it's understandable that he would want to focus on a more stable, fixed career rather than a highly volatile profession like being a VTuber. Additional note, I'm pretty sure that in a 2023 stream, Gwelu mentioned that his wife's health wasn't good and that their child was still very young. In other words, both nursing care and childcare were necessary. Up until then, he had been juggling his main job, live streaming as a hobby, nursing care, and childcare, but it was simply too much, and at one point, he even collapsed himself. So Gwelu said that he first quit his job, sold his apartment, and moved closer to his wife's parents' house to receive help with nursing and other support. However, since nursing and childcare still required a considerable amount of money, he said that a few months later, he started a new job. The fact that nursing care was needed probably means it was a chronic illness. It's clear that he's been in a very complicated situation. That's why his graduation isn't all that surprising. In fact, it's more of a matter of respect that he managed to balance everything for so long. Great Uncle Fester says, isn't this the guy who made the anti-Picora Pecora song? OP says yes. So here it says, he made a video singing a copy pasta about Pecora, but that copy pasta was actually a hate message from a well-known hollow auntie. He made a formal apology and everything. If I recall, it's still very nebulous if he knew what he was doing or if he just thought, haha, funny meme, let's make a song, and he didn't realize it. Either way, it's years old drama at this point. So anyways, guys, so if you are a fan of Whale Osgar, he is graduating. Okay, guys, on to our next piece of newsy news. This is Bao, and Bao is a female English-speaking virtual YouTuber who is affiliated with United Talent. So why are we talking about Bao? Well, guys, looks like Bao is taking a little vacation. This is posted on Bao's X account on September 4th, 2025, around 3:50 p.m. And Bao says, hi, I'll be taking my first real vacation this year, starting today. Happy Silksong, everyone. Says announcement. Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching my 3D debut and a Hollow Knight and Silksong playthrough. We beat so many bosses together, it's really been quite a journey. I'll be taking a 2-week hiatus to see family overseas and won't be back until September 20th or so. When I return, I'll have a brand new original song for you to enjoy, so please wait for me. I hope these past few weeks have been enough to tide you over until we see each other again. Love you guys so much. I'll see you very soon. Bao XOXO. So guys, if you're a fan of Bao, she's just taking a little 2-week vacation to see her family, so please make sure to engage with this post and wish her a wonderful vacation. On to our next piece of news. This is Takahata, and Takahata is a voice actor, writer, and VTuber bartender and Twitch ambassador. So you'll remember Takahata. Takahata is one of the co-founding members of Team Formstar and Dragon Ball Z Abridged. So why are we talking about Takahata? So this happened back in May of this year. This is posted on Takahata's X account on May 9th, 2025. Takahata says, you may already be aware that over the past few months, several creators have distanced themselves from me. Some have announced they will no longer collaborate on future content. Others have even removed past collaborations from their platforms. So the follow-up to this was posted yesterday. So this is posted on Takahata's X account on September 7th, 2025, around 10:14 p.m. Takahata says, thank you to those who reached out. I'm aware of the incredibly serious allegation that has circulated privately the last several months. One that is simply false. Crucial facts have been omitted and or distorted. As such, I've consulted with my lawyers, legal representatives, and in January 2025, contacted the individual who started this, but I've yet to receive any response from the individual in question. Therefore, for the sake of my mental health, I hope to move forward and at some point return to streaming and content creation. Thank you to my friends, family, and community for your support. So if you're like, okay, what is this really about? It's kind of a little bit confusing. This was posted by Adora Bunny. This was posted on August 27th, 2025, around 7:51 p.m. And Adora says, this has weighed heavily on me since January. The reason I distanced myself from TAKAHATA101 earlier this year was because Red Claw had shown me an anonymous victim's allegation of Takahata her. I distanced from Taka after reading this. So it says here it's censored for victim safety. So Adora says, was Taka's name submitted with the police report? Just wanted to make sure. And Red Claw says his real name was yes. It's very unclear what the situation is exactly. Creators have distanced themselves from Takahata in regards to the situation. The whole situation is a little bit confusing and it's really hard to understand it. So let me know in the comments below if you have more information on this. But essentially it looks like Takahata is going to be returning to content creation. Okay guys, on to our next piece of news. This is Mythos, and Mythos is an agency of VTubers themed around the pantheon of Greek gods. So why are we talking about Mythos? Well, guys, it looks like Mythos is hosting auditions. This is a post on Mythos X account on August 30th, and Mythos says, Mythos auditions are now live. Good luck to all the applicants. So this is a Google form here. So if you click on the Google form and you want to be a part of Mythos, you just got to fill this out. So if you are looking to join an agency, Mythos has their applications open. On to our next piece of news. This is Vdere, and Vdere is a talent-run independent VTuber group based in the United States, aiming to skip heartbeats worldwide. And within Vdere is Tomo Yomari, and Tomo Yomari is an independent female English-speaking virtual YouTuber. She debuted on October 5th, 2021. She is part of Vdere Generation 2. So why are we talking about Vdere and Tomo? So this is posted on Vdere's X account. This is posted on September 6th, around 9:49 p.m. And Vdere says announcement, notice of Tomo Yomari's Vdere affiliateship. So it says here, announcement of Tomo Yomari's Vdere affiliateship. Thank you for your support of Vdere and its talents. Due to important real-life responsibilities, Tomo will be stepping back from group activities as an active member of Vdere. We wish her all the best and so much strength in everything she does. She is a very hardworking and talented friend who contributed to us greatly, and we will miss her dearly. We understand the suddenness of this announcement and want to affirm that this was decided best per Tomo's request so that she may go into her anniversary with a clearer mind. However, this is not a complete goodbye. Tomo will continue as an affiliate of Vdere, and if her circumstances ever allow it, she will be allowed to return as a member if the opportunity arises. Vdere will have a send-off collab on September 17th at 12 a.m. GMT on the Vdere channel, including all members. We hope you can be there to celebrate our time together and see our horse girl off to her next rodeo. Tomo merchandise released with Vdere, including T-Dere, voice packs, and ensemble items, will be unavailable for pre-order after the collab date per her wishes to mitigate stock complications. Individual items will remain unaffected. Please wish Tomo much luck and happiness to weather her circumstances moving forward. We know we will. So this is Tomo posting on her X account on September 6th around 9:59 p.m. And Tomo says, I won't be a part of Vdere anymore, but I promise I'll keep doing my best for you all. I'm not going on a hiatus, nor am I graduating or losing my IP. There is always a way forward. We'll figure it it out, just as we always have troops. And then Tomo continues to say, in light of today's events, I'll be taking a bit of a break from streaming until my 3-year anniversary next week. Please take care in the meantime. Also, for clarification, no, I'm not deploying anywhere. I'm just in horse sergeant hell. My duties have been stacked higher and I'm internally screaming. I'm ultimately doing what's best for my mental health, especially since I want to keep giving it my all for you guys. I hope this makes more sense. I'm sorry I couldn't explain better on stream. This is Mozumi. Mozumi says, it's hard to put how I'm feeling into words, but Tomo is an amazing talent and I know she'll do great things whatever she does next. I don't really know what the future looks like, but I hope it's bright for her. It's not really sank in for me what will change, and it's really painful thinking what we won't have again. Things aren't over, but they'll be different. Tomo, I know you're reading this. I'm gonna wedgie you for making me cry. Ugh, get over here. You can't leave without me getting payback. This is Eri, who is another Vdere friend, and Eri says, I'll speak about this a little more on stream soon, but just to reassure you, I fully support Tomo. She's so hardworking, and it's very sad that she hasn't been able to put much time into our projects lately. It's not goodbye, but a let's talk later. I hope she can rest now since her real job has kept her so busy for a while. She's a kind person who doesn't do things halfway, so I hope we can hang out and have more fun when she is slightly less busy horse president. Please look forward to our collab. If you are a fan of Tomo Yamari, just make sure to send her some love. Just make sure to go engage with Tomo Yamari's post and send her some love. Okay, and that's it. That's the end of the VTuber news. And thanks so much for watching. If you like what you see, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And guys, just a reminder one more time that this is the Lydia VTuber Plushie Petition live now on Ubu Market. So please make sure to go support me if you can. I really would appreciate it. Thank you so much for all of your love and support thus far. But if you are able to pledge for the plushie, I would really appreciate it. Okay, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Take care. Mwah! Bye-bye. 5C, 5C, 5C. There we go. That works. Ow! Guys, I'm trying to plant a bomb. Can you leave me alone, please? I'm trying to plant a bomb. Give me some privacy. 5C. Crockle crock. Crockle crock. Yes, crockle crock. Ow, 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 ow. All right. Yow! Okay, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Yeah! 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 I'm just gonna have to beat up everyone manually. This is so embarrassing.